Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody and welcome to 2026. Talk Birdie to Me is away. And Nick, good to see you as always.
We're back.
Are you rested?
Very.
Did you play any golf?
No.
What's wrong with you? Why didn't you play any golf?
I was all set to. 2 days after Christmas, I lifted some stuff to put away in the garage exactly the wrong way. And as soon as I did, I went, and I couldn't walk for about 3 days. And I basically was out for 3 weeks.
There is nothing worse than a crook back.
And it was my prime golf time. It just was so depressing.
Well,
how about you?
Well, I played a little bit. I did some work. I was just kind of doing some morning stuff. And sleep deprived all the way through. And I tried to play, but I can tell you this, 6 months ago, my handicap was +3. I'm now officially playing off 1. So my golf has gone backwards.
It's okay.
Although I have discovered one of the greatest tips in the history of golf, and I'll get to that. It's the Masterclass today.
So the goal for 2026 is to get back to plus again?
+3. I still want to shoot that low one. I think that's what everybody wants to do.
You want the low one.
Everybody, I don't care if you're playing, if you're a 100 shooter, you just one day want to shoot something in the 80s. And if you're an 80 shooter, you just want to shoot par, just one day. And you and I just want to have one more 10 under par. Just one more 10 under.
So I finally played my first round of golf the other day after having all that time off because of my back, right? Yeah. And I thought, right, I'll go down to the National. I'm going to play with some members down there. I get there, it's a stroke day. Luckily, the wind wasn't blowing. I limited the damage to a couple over par. Very happy.
What's your handicap sitting at the moment?
It's still people know. +2 or 3. Something like that.
So you're still going okay.
I want it back to scratch. It's too hard off the plus.
No, it gets embarrassing when you have to give a shot. It's a par 4 and you say 4 for 3.
Move forward tees. Yeah, that's all you got to do.
I'm not going there yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Anyway, it's a new season. Look at these new shoes, Nick.
Beautiful.
FootJoy doing the right things. The new SM11s are out. Maybe it's time to update your clubs and get moving for 2026 and tick off those goals. Now, a bit ethnic.
A little bit.
How many people came up to you and said, what are you guys doing? How come you're not back on? Because well, where are we going to start? We start with Brooks or we start with Elvis? They were the two biggest stories as far as I was concerned over our 5-week break.
Well, for Australians, it was Elvis, but I think around the world it was probably Brooks, wasn't it? The PGA Tour, everyone had heard all the rumblings about Brooks, and you'd known because he's the only guy on LIV not wearing a LIV hat or a LIV shirt. He's the captain of his team.
That's right.
And he's not even wearing the gear.
He wasn't invested.
Never posted anything on social media. So he must have been under a different contract, I'm assuming. And everyone was hearing the rumblings. Obviously, there was some stuff going on at home from a personal standpoint. He wanted to be closer to home more often, and obviously the PGA Tour is pretty good for that. And they made their move, didn't they? They came up with something. I wrote it down what it was. They came up with something called the Returning Member Programme.
Is that what they called it?
That's what they were called.
They called it the
Returning Member Programme. And in a nutshell, it's only available to golfers who left the PGA Tour at least 2 years ago and won the Players' Championship or one of the 4 majors since 2022.
Right, so that left Phil Mickelson out.
2021, Phil won a major, but 2022, he did not.
There must be some feeling about
limited
Phil.
It to 4 players.
There must still be some feeling because...
Well, in fairness, LIV didn't start until 2022. So,
but still, they could have gone back to 2020 and let everybody back in who had won a major, but there must just be a little bit of...
The PGA Tour are interested in 4 guys. You know that. There was Brooks, Bryson, Rahm, and Cam.
That's right.
And that's the 4. And as soon as I heard that...
Why wouldn't they be interested in Neiman?
I don't think he's in that category yet. He hasn't won a major and doesn't have that, I don't know, that pull as yet. Now, time will tell whether he does have that. But when I heard that, I thought, okay, that leaves the door open for three other guys, Rahm and Cam. Cam, we know he loves LIV. He's going to be there. And in the press conference he did, it was, no, I love it. I'm fully invested. Great. Bryson gave a fascinating reply. I'm looking forward to the 2026 season at LIV because I'm contracted to play here. That's all he basically said.
That's all he said. Yeah. And like there were rumblings, I don't know whether it came out of his mouth or not, but I kept on reading articles where his next contract signing is for $500 million US. Now, Ronaldo is not on that sort of money. The best basketballers in the NBA are not on that kind of money. That Japanese baseballer who is a freak.
Ohtani. I think he's on about 750, but it might be over 10 years.
Right. But he's not on $125 million a year. And the organisations that those people are playing on are Major League Baseball, which is just so big. Huge. The NBA, it's a worldwide phenomenon. The Saudis have got that much money they don't know what to do with, and they've got Ronaldo going still at the moment. And LIV is, what would you call it? It's a boutique tour.
Yeah.
And they're going to come up with $500 million US.
So it
doesn't make sense.
The most ironic thing throughout this whole thing is, remember, if you go back years ago, remember the Brooks and Bryson, on tour?
No, they didn't like it.
Hey, Brooksy, all this sort of stuff. Remember the crowd and all that? And they didn't like each other. And obviously they've come together a bit more. But the most ironic thing is Bryson now has the greatest leverage because of Brooks.
Yeah.
He could become the highest paid golfer in the world because of Brooks. Because LIV don't want to lose Bryson, obviously. He could say to them, pay me $1 billion, otherwise I'm going back to the tour. And you know what? They might. I mean, I don't know.
So I guess
half $1 billion, well, sure. Who knows?
I'm not.
But he's probably happy I'd LIV because it suits his style. He loves the YouTube style of golf.
Okay.
And he's doing everything he wants to do anyway. So why not stay there?
So let's talk about the nuts and bolts of Brooks going back. Now, I'm not allowed to use the name of my old source anymore. So I've been knocked on the head for doing that.
Did it filter back?
It did filter back. But this comes from
a different source.
No, my source,
Your
but
source.
I'm just not allowed to say who it is anymore, right? I'm just not allowed to say. So from my understanding and the source's understanding, and it comes from a very good place. I mean, it is impeccable, Nick. Impeccable. Is that the PGA Tour paid whatever fine there was for Brooks to get out of his LIV contract.
Okay.
And that same offer was on the table for Jon Rahm and Bryson.
Interesting.
Now, I know LIV starts...
They had another year left, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Brooks did anyway.
Yeah. Well, whatever the fine was or whatever the penalty was, whatever you want to call it, the PGA Tour, according to my source, were happy to pay whatever it might be. Now, if it was going to be for Bryson and Jon Rahm and potentially Cam Smith, when Cam Smith's definitely saying no.
Yeah. And Rahm is.
In my estimation, that might have been $100 million a pop.
Maybe. Well,
how much money?
I think Brooks signed, again, I'm only talking ballpark figures. When he originally signed, they were saying 100 to 150.
Right.
Cam was about the same.
Right.
Rahm, we have heard as 300 to 400. Bryson, a couple of hundred.
Right.
And they've already done 3 out of the 4 years,
that's right.
I'm thinking, or 4 out of the 5 years. I don't know.
I'm just ballparking, and this is just my understanding of what I would do if I was the Saudis. I would say, if you're skipping out on this last year and we were going to pay $80 million US, we want you to pay us $80 million US.
Sure.
That's how you skip. And if you want to do that, you can skip out on it. Now, if Brooks, and they're all big ifs, folks, so don't, but if Brooks went to the PGA Tour and said, hey, listen, if you guys pay, I can come back. And they said, okay, we'll get back to you in a week. And, you know, if you're the PGA Tour and you're, what's the guy's name, Brian Rollup and Tiger Woods, and you've got all these big organisation hedge funds behind you, $80 million is bugger all to put one of your major competitors to the sword, isn't it?
True.
It's not that much money to actually get rid of them. Because if LIV, well, it doesn't have Brooks, if it didn't have Bryson, if it didn't have Jon Rahm, Cam hasn't been playing that well, so it's not much collateral loss really for LIV there. It is for us here in Australia, but not a worldwide thing. He hadn't been playing well at all until the Australian Open where he came second. Gee, that would have been an easy way just to put your competition out of the picture completely.
Very true. But they did make some interesting signings.
Yeah, well, let's go through them.
Should we go through a couple? Well, I mean, the big one for us was Elvis.
Now, you're close with Elvis. You have a relationship with Elvis.
I know Elvis well. Mm-hmm.
Did you know this was on the radar?
I didn't. I know probably too good to refuse.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I remember asking him about it. Can you still play DP World Tour? And he goes, yeah, I can still play a full schedule, which is fantastic. Now,
so how does that happen?
What I'm curious about, and I never did ask him, was because you look at the situation with John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton and other guys, Patrick Reed and David Pouge, for example, who are paying fines,
right?
Because it's
who was paying the fines first? Was LIV paying their fines to play on the DP World Tour?
So the latest update is LIV have been paying Rahm and Hatton's fines, which is around, I think, for Rahm, it's £100,000 per LIV event that they play. So I think for Rahm, it's somewhere around, I guess, what would it be? 3 million US, for example.
So LIV were paying Rahm's fines so he could play on the European Tour. And Hatton's.
Yes. Now, there was a whole Ryder Cup issue with certain qualifications, and then, there's this whole court case going on. But apparently LIV aren't paying the fines anymore, so now Rahm and Hatton have to pay their own fines.
So they've turned the tap off.
So they've turned the tap off on them. Now, whether that applies to Elvis, I actually don't know. Whether he has to pay every event he plays on LIV. Does he pay £100,000 fine to the DP World Tour? I'm not sure. So we'll see.
Well, let's just do some ballpark figures. All right. So you don't know what Elvis's
wouldn't have a clue what he's been paid.
I've got no idea. I'm going to ballpark it and say that I think Elvis probably would have walked for $1 million a tournament. So how many tournaments are there? 12?
12. Yep.
So $12 million a year for 4 years. Now that's my absolute guess. All right.
Sure.
Because they need young guns coming through. I mean, Phil Mickelson, for instance, was talking about this new player. Who's it going to be? It ended up being the kid who won the NCAA championship.
Michael Sasso.
That's him. Did a good ad too. Did a very good ad.
I haven't seen it. No.
Haven't you seen it?
No.
Phil shows him how to take off a champagne cork with a lob wedge.
Oh, okay.
And then Sasso shows him how to do 100, 200 kilogram squats.
Michael joining the team has been awesome. As captain, I've really taken it upon myself to teach him everything I know. Okay, what is important is I'm going to go with a 64-degree wedge. It's kind of a specialty club. You want a sharp leading edge and no bounce, okay? Now, it's just a smooth stroke. Voila. But like a true team player, Michael's really been teaching me a lot too.
Okay. Yeah. Lightweight here. This is really nothing crazy. Yeah, heels elevated, knees out.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Maybe eyes open. You could go a little bit lower. Oh, that's perfect. That's one. We got 100 more.
We're off to a great start.
Very good.
It's a very good commercial.
He's passing up a Masters invite too, by the way.
It's enormous.
That's the second year in a row. Because he had Wen Yi Ding. Yeah. Remember, he had a Masters invite, but he gave it up to turn pro to be a member of the DP World Tour.
Right.
And now Lasasso's doing the same thing, but going the other way.
All right. So if my guess is wrong and $12 million US a year, let's halve it. So it's $6 million US dollars a year. We'll just go all the way back. And if he wants to play 15 tournaments on the European Tour, which we think is the minimum, we're guessing it used to be about 13 once upon a time, but maybe it's 15.
Might be 15 now.
That's £1.5 million a year, which translates into about...
It's for the LIV events. It's not for the DP World Tour events.
Yeah, okay.
How many events 12. Are on the LIV schedule? 12.
All right, so it's 12.
Or 13 or whatever it is.
Whatever it is. So it's same sort of number, $1.3 million a year, which is about, well, I'm guessing again, $2 million US dollars a year in fines. So he's still making $4 million, plus I imagine he gets his prize money. Maybe he gets out. Maybe he looks at it and goes, "I get out square and I pocket $4 million US dollars a year, which is $6 million Australian dollars." Yep. Sorry, folks. There's a lot of calculating in my head there. But that would be worth it.
Well, the other thing
would it?
You got to think about is DP World Tour, LIV Tour, will they come closer through all this? Because I'm seeing the PGA Tour and LIV Tour going this way. It's not even getting close to being. And DP World Tour are maybe going, hang on, we're giving our top 10 players to the PGA Tour every year. Right? And we're a global tour. If LIV come together with them, all of a sudden you have the ultimate global tour, don't you? So if that happens, well, then it's a dream scenario for Elvis, right?
Perfect scenario for Elvis.
That may happen after a year or two. Who knows?
So that would, I wonder how. So there are more questions. I mean, there are 20 players who go straight back on the DP World Tour, but there are 40 players. How do you make room for them on a tour that's already has a quota per season, so it's fair for everyone who comes through the Challenge Tour, or it's not called the Challenge Tour anymore, it's called the Hotel Planning Tour, and who goes through the tour school and all those things. There's so much involved in trying to make it fair if the Saudis take over. Now, I imagine if the Saudis take over, then the race to Dubai finishes up and it becomes the race to Riyadh. Is that the way it works?
I guess. Maybe.
Because that would be, in my view, the greatest thing that happened to golf, in its current state.
It would be fascinating for someone like Rory McIlroy in that sense because, he's from the beginning very heavily opposed, changed his tune. It's who knows what's going on. Interesting thing came out the other day with him about the Rahm and Hatton fines and his comments around that. And I know, Dan, you've got that those comments that he mentioned about playing in the Ryder Cup and how much it means to him. Because remember last year they said, we would pay to play in this because the whole thing for the US was, that they want to get paid to play. But anyway.
Rory, just in terms of the Ryder Cup, would it just be easier for Rahm and Hatton to pay their fines? They could probably afford it.
Yeah, absolutely. My thing is, look, this is my opinion. We went really hard on the Americans last year about wanting paid to play the Ryder Cup. And we all sat up there and said that we would pay to play in Ryder Cups. There's two guys that can prove it. Right? That's,
Put your money where your mouth is, I guess is what he's saying.
So again, if this has been hard to follow, folks, I get it, because it is hard to follow. What Rory is asking Rahm and Hatton to do is to start paying their own fines, so when the Ryder Cup season comes around, that they'll be right in the mix. And hard to ignore. They'd be captain's picks for sure.
Next Ryder Cup is in Ireland.
Yeah.
It actually might be better if they don't pay the fines, they don't play, because then it might even it out a bit because Europe are probably going to win.
I want to see them crush.
I'd love to see Rahm and Hatton play, but anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, there is a stat going on. Anyway, let me say this too. Just one thing on Elvis. This could end up being something very handy for Elvis. I mean, you became a very good player, world number 16 in the world. I played my best golf when I had a pocket full of money. When you don't have money concerns, it's amazing how professional golf can open up for you. When you do have them, it's bloody hard. It is difficult. I mean, I guarantee everyone listening would know somebody trying to make their way in professional golf right now in Australia, playing the Challenger circuit that you're commentating on every single weekend. And so many of these kids don't know where their next dollar is coming from.
No, I understand that.
And they front up to Rosebud like they did last week. And, it's do or die. For Elvis, he might be kind of setting himself up for quite some time.
Which is fantastic. I mean, however, I disagree. When you have to play well and if you've got no other choice but to play well, it's funny what you find deep within yourself. And that is, I think, the beauty of the game of golf because you rock up like everyone else. If you don't play well, you don't get paid. Now, that will make you do one or two things. It'll make you play worse or it'll motivate you to play better. And that's where the great players, I think, just find that extra gear. And that's what separates the good from the great. And I'm not going to say it's a cushy lifestyle or anything like that when you get paid a boatload of money, but is your motivation still there? Yeah. I mean, For the best players, I think it is. We've seen a couple that haven't.
Yeah.
You know, one Australian in particular whose game has fallen off now. Whether that's because of all that, I don't know. But when you're hungry, that's an incredible motivator.
Well, we're playing a little game of chess here.
Anyway.
So you've just checked me. I'll just go back to you. So I just know my own career.
No,
it was hard early.
It.
It was hard early. You kept on going to the well. You kept on qualifying for tournaments. You made a little bit of money, then you went broke again. You made a bit of money and you went broke again. It's quite hard to go back to the well of I'm stuffed again.
I get it.
It's brutal, and a lot of these kids are going through it.
I think what's clear though is it's different personalities react in different ways. Some people handle that pressure and they harness that in a way that is a motivator. Other people would struggle under that pressure.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't struggle?
Yes,
it's Scottie Scheffler.
Scottie Scheffler,
and he just cracked the $100 million mark. Thank you very much on PGA Tour earnings. Is that insane or what?
Yeah, it is. And just going back to last year, I'm not sure we should have covered this off better. But last year, he led the scoring average on the PGA Tour for round 1, for round 2, for round 3, and for round 4. Who's the last player to do that, Nick? It happened in 2000.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, Tiger Woods.
The only guy who's comparable is Tiger. And the funny thing is when you compare him to Tiger, he's still not anywhere near him in certain things.
Yeah, I think that's
Other
right.
things he's close.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the stuff that, talking about, because that was his 20th PGA Tour win.
Yes.
He just won the American Express Championship.
Yes.
On a golf course, which is basically in a dome. It's like playing in a Truman Show sort of scenario.
There is no wind.
Yeah. Well, they did have a little bit the last day.
Well, what's a little bit? Half a club?
I know.
Anyway, wind.
Which is really weird that he can still separate himself in a place where everyone has a chance to win. The harder golf courses, he almost has a bigger advantage. The easier courses like this, everyone has a chance to win, and he still won by 4.
Yeah.
And that was after dropping one in the drink on the 71st
with a 6-shot lead. Yeah, the 6-shot lead hit the worst shot of the week.
But I had a look at it. I said, I wonder what his ball striking was like in the last round, and I had a look, and he made 9 birdies in the final day. 9 birdies. He had a double and a bogey, so he shot 6 under.
Yeah.
One of those birdies was outside 10 feet, and that was 10.5 feet. The other 8 came from within 4.5 feet.
Yeah, ridiculous.
How good is that for ball striking?
No, it's insane. A joke. You say that about ball striking, but the 11th hole, which is where I turned the TV on and saw the situation, I was actually tuning in to see somebody else, which we'll focus on a little bit later in the BMW Touch of Class. But the 11th hole is a par 3, and the only place you cannot go is left in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And he had quite a big lead at that stage. He hit a straight right. Right, his caddy's just going, there's only one place you can lose this tournament, and that is left. And Scottie Scheffler went right. Now, I don't know whether you saw the chip, but he was on a slight downslope.
I didn't.
He had to go up.
He could chip it in the water.
Yes, he's going towards the water.
Okay.
Downslope, had to go up, and the chip lipped out, Nick.
Oh, my gosh.
So you talk about his ball striking. Yeah, it's elite, and I think proximity to hole is now very comparable to Tiger in his best years, and Tiger, being the greatest iron player that the game has ever seen. Scottie Scheffler is there neck and neck, but when he needs to, he's an up and down machine as well.
Yeah,
and that chip, I know he had a big lead at the time, and we know it's perfect conditions.
He's so
good. The greens were perfect, but to hit the shot with the water in the background, where you and I both know that off a downslope and having to get it up, things can go a little haywire in your noggin with that sort of stuff. For him to execute like that and for his ball to actually lip out again, I mean, it's a different planet of golf, and that's why he's winning the way he is winning.
Yeah, I wonder, you kind of go now, okay, how many wins is he going to have this season? And the weird thing about his career is his first 70 starts, he never won.
Yeah.
And the last 81 starts, he's won 20 times. So that's 1 every 4 events he wins, basically. That's scary. But the scarier thing is, since he went to the mallet putter, I think he's won 16 out of his last 40 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, how about the stat we saw on Twitter during the week? Now, Dan, you've got it there somewhere. We'd like to get this up because in the last 6 months, there's only been a handful of players who have beaten him.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, put that up. Dan, can you read that out? Because I'm not wearing my glasses.
Yeah. Players Scottie has lost to since July. Open, 0. Memphis, 2. Spawn and Rose by 1.
Yeah.
BMW, none. Tour Championship, 3. Fleetwood by 3. Henley and Cantlay by 1. Napa, none. Hero, 3. Strucker by 1. Noren and Hideki by 2. Palm Strings, none so far. He's lost to 8 people. 8 people in the last 6 months.
Now, that is just in the game of golf. I don't think Tiger, or maybe Tiger would have done that.
Tiger would have done it, I'm
crazy
sure.
rolls that he
Yeah.
was on when he won 5 in a row and all the rest of it. But that's where we're getting to with Scottie Scheffler. Now, I want to ask you this. Is there anyone who is capable of playing golf like that on the PGA Tour
Right now?
the moment?
No.
There's not, is there? Now, is that a PGA Tour weakness?
If you
or
look
is
at the
it
world rankings, he is
ahead of number 2?
16 whatever points is his average. I think Rory's 8. He's double better than Rory, who's number 2. So apparently Rory is closer to the 650th ranked player
than he is
to Scottie. There's a stat which scares you, right?
Yeah,
when you're talking in points.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That is crazy. Now, can we just move along, please? Because I know we've got a full show. To my hobby horse, which is the Australian Open being played in February.
Ah, okay.
Some things never change.
So,
no.
I even though we've had 5 or 6 weeks off, Nicklaus, I keep on.
I know you do.
Just watching what's going on, like I do. I was speaking to somebody involved, and
the source.
No,
different source.
No. People who are very close to the Australian Open, and they are aware of Brian Rollup and the scarcity that may well be announced very soon, according to the source who I can't name anymore. Brian Rollup's about to come out and talk about 2027. It's not in stone yet, but the scarcity
meaning a limited.
Yeah, much smaller field.
Schedule.
Now, how many tournaments are on the PGA Tour? I mean, there used to be 50.
I think they play about 40 to 40 weeks of the year.
40
and then
weeks
some of them there's two events going on at the same time.
So there's 40 weeks a year.
Yeah, say it's 40.
They want to bring that down to the first tournament after the Super Bowl and the last tournament before the first round of the NFL season in 2027.
Right.
So let's say they bring it down to 30 events, maybe even less.
Could be.
Maybe even less. I don't know. That window, and like we are right in the middle of it now, to where I couldn't watch cricket anymore. I could not look.
Oh, the Ashes was great.
Yeah, it was great, but I could not watch.
The Ashes was great.
Yeah, it was
Australian,
great.
isn't he?
It was a terrible tournament.
It was fantastic. Come on,
yeah,
Ben.
I like beating them.
I like beating them.
We won. That's
Boxing Day was awful. Perth was awful.
I know some of them are 2 days.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The last one was good.
But anyway, the bottom line is I could not watch another ball of cricket, no matter what. Couldn't, even if the Scorchers won one more game, they've just won 6 championships. Well done. I'm not watching any more cricket.
Okay.
It's week 2 of the Australian Open tennis, and I'm getting close.
Oh, I love the Australian Open tennis. It's
yes,
so
I do
good.
too. Well, we went to Margaret Court Arena. It was fantastic. I love the tennis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love the tennis. My family loves the tennis. But I think at the end of this week, I'll watch both the men's and the women's finals, and that'll be it for me. And then you've got this beautiful beast, this magnificent beast called February, where we once had tournaments like the Australian Masters, where not only was round 4 on the back page and front page of the Herald Sun, the highest selling paper in the whole world, and papers right across the country. Round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4 were on the front and back pages of papers right around the country because it didn't have any competition. So I've mentioned this as politely as I possibly could to people who have a say, I'll just put it that way, in what's going on. And nobody has got on a plane yet to go and visit Brian Rollup. And from what I could tell, there's no plans to go and get on a plane and go visit Brian Rollup.
We have a thing called, Zoom or Teams.
Yes, yes. But look, in this case, I would like to be in the room.
Sure.
And shake hands and look him in the eye and say, what's happened to the Australian Open over the last 20 years is because of your wraparound season. What we would love to know is if you're going to start this in mid-February, we need to know now, because we would like our Australian Open to be 1 or 2 weeks before your start, because we know that if it is a shortened season on the US Tour, and you tell me this, Nick, you'd know better than anybody, how good a start do you want to get off to on the US Tour, the greatest professional job in the whole world? You've got to get off to a cracking start, don't you? And that means...
Oh, Scottie Scheffler just played a American Express, which he never plays, and that's 3 days with amateurs, so he wants to get off to a good start.
You've got to get off to a good start. You just have to. Now, if that's relayed and all of a sudden the Australian Open we can start talking about now where it sits in 2027, or at the very latest 2028, whatever. But it's got to happen now, because we know that players will come down to Royal Melbourne, to Kingston Heath, to the Australian, wherever it might be, and get a practice match in.
Well, to your point, around that date is when LIV Adelaide's on as well. So
that's exactly right.
Back it into that.
And so we can you just got to get everybody into a room and organise it. I know it's difficult, and I know it seems like a pipe dream at the moment, but unless you make an effort, unless you get on a plane and get over there and make an effort, it'll never happen.
Mark, for a decision of that magnitude, that's clearly got to be signed off and decided at board level.
Yes.
And it won't happen if that isn't the case.
That's correct.
And then, I'd imagine James would be the person who'd be tasked to go and have those conversations.
Yes.
So it's all, I'm not having a go at anyone here. I'm not having a go at you, but it's all well and good to talk about this and say it should happen, Do you have any knowledge or insight as to whether that has been discussed at a board level?
They know about it. That's all I can say. I don't want to give away the person I was been speaking to.
Sure.
They know it's there. They know that this year's Australian Open, which was the greatest Australian Open we've seen for 20 years, the best for 20 years,
it was
easily,
so good,
was still not on the back page of the Herald Sun on the Monday. The cricket was on the back page and the front page of the Herald Sun on the Monday, and that test match was being played in Brisbane. So if you're trying to attract Crown Casino again next year, the Crown are going, oh, hang on a second. Well, maybe they weren't. Maybe Crown were wrapped. But Crown would be more happy if round 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like the old Australian Masters used to be, which was in the middle of February, the coverage of that tournament used to get, and it's all because of where it's put.
You're stating a good case, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, before we go to the break,
yes.
Can I ask you a question? We had an episode with Peter Senior for Host Plus that went up last week.
I got so much feedback
there. Well, this is my question: how many people have you had come up to you and talk about the King of Spain comment or story?
Everybody,
and the wagging skull and the whacking of the mattress,
all that stuff, and
good.
Also Ian Baker Finch.
Yeah,
Ian Baker Finch was a big one.
We've set a high bar with those two with Host Plus, haven't we? So.
Yeah, the Australian Open, you and I are both involved and not knowing what the hell was going on. That was great. So look, if you haven't caught up with some of the minis that we recorded, and Dan, you call them evergreen, you can watch them anytime. And that's the beautiful thing about the Talk Birdie to Me minis. You can watch them anytime. So look, it's great to be back for 2026, but there's that much content. If you go back and have a look in our library, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Anyway, what's coming up next? We've got Touch of Class. We've got the Host Plus.
That's a plus.
That's a plus. We got that much.
We need a top 5.
Top 5 for better.
Top 5 for better. And the greatest tip in the history of golf.
So
at the end of the show.
Does that mean I got the top 5, is it?
That means you've got the top 5.
Okay.
So you better work on it now. All right. We'll see you on the 10th tee.
Front 9, back 9, or eyeing the 19th hole, wherever you are in life, Host Plus can help you drive your retirement further. That's a plus.
Looks good, man. Dude. Are we in slow motion, too?
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie to Me. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. The golf clearance outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Ping will help you play your best. And better, ahead of the game. Now for Titleist, the number one ball in golf, and FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick and Mark.
Okay, welcome back. It's time for the top 5, Nicklaus. It's your go.
Okay, yes, it is. I have come up with something, and given it's our first show,
yes,
top 5 most surprising things that happened over the break.
When the greats bet, they bet with better. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
The top 5 for better. When the greats bet, they bet with better.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Top 5 most surprising.
Okay.
Number 5.
Yeah, okay.
And this is surprising to me.
Yeah.
Apparently it's not surprising to you, but you went from a +3 to a 1 handicap. So you playing off a 1 is very surprising to me.
Yes,
okay.
Doesn't feel right.
Which hole do you get a shot on at Kingston?
16.
16.
I keep on getting.
Oh, it's a tough shot.
Okay,
you get a 5 or 2 every time?
I've been making 4 for 3. Thank you.
Very good. Well done. Out of interest, what's the next hole you get a shot on?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, that's my number 5. Number 4, and this was great to see, but and it's actually not a surprising thing. It's more of a fantastic to see is our good friend Andrew Langford-Jones.
Oh, yes.
Langers just got awarded a, what do you call it? The Medal of Order of Australia.
Isn't that fantastic?
Isn't that brilliant? So well done to Langers for all his services to the golf industry over the years. So well done to Langers.
Well, he was one of the greatest ever rules officials, but in the end he was a tournament director and ran professional golf in Australia.
And Alexander Sandy Dawson got one as well.
And Sandy Dawson got one as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
From the golf from Golf
Brilliant.
Australia. Yep, well done. Number 3, I don't know if you saw this, but this kind of made me chuckle. LIV had something called their Showcase Awards.
Right.
The LIV Showcase Awards. Now, I didn't know what that was going to be. They had a variety of things. Like
Why can't
they had
just be awards?
The MVP, and which was Joaquin Neiman. He won 5 times. It was brilliant. Tournament of the Year, Adelaide. Hello, brilliant. But this one kind of surprised me. They had something called the Clutch Player of the Year.
The Clutch Player of the Year.
The Clutch Player of the Year, and that went to someone who, for the first time in their career, was a bagel when it came to wins, John Rahm.
You dare tell me.
They gave the Clutch Player of the Year to someone who did not win a tournament. One of them, he lost in a playoff.
He lost the playoff in one.
So I'm not sure how you can be the Clutch Player of the Year. Anyway, so that was very surprising.
No, that's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
He's not the Clutch Player of the Year, Nick.
Well, they gave it. They gave it.
He's anything but.
I know.
The Clutch Player of the Year.
I know. What do you do?
No, that's a mistake.
It's not. I can tell you right now.
Oh, my God.
It actually, it's given me an idea. Why don't at the end of the year, we have our own Talk Birdie to Me Awards? What do you think?
Please.
I think we should look into that.
All right.
That's incredible that he's not the Clutch Player of the Year. He won nothing. He didn't do anything on a cut line to make the cut, which was clutch.
The other one
he didn't win a playoff, which might have been clutch. Oh,
the other one that
goodness.
kind of made me laugh a little, and I didn't read into it, so I don't know, but the team that was called the Impact Team of the Year, you know who that went to?
Oh.
Not the last one.
No.
No.
It did not.
Not the Majestics. They can't win anything, the Majestics.
I think that might be an award. Remember you grew up as a kid and you played those team sports and they gave out
the white ribbon,
the coach's award.
Yes. Oh, you got the white ribbon.
It's like, the white ribbon. So anyway,
it's like a participation award.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
maybe that's
terrible.
what it is. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
maybe. Anyway,
that's terrible.
Sorry, we shouldn't laugh, but that
that's
was
worth
it was
laughing.
quite funny.
That
That's
actually
ridiculous.
is pretty. That's pretty funny.
All right.
Was there a ceremony? Did they all turn up in black tie?
It was like the Oscars and stuff. I think they had a big stage. They had everything going on. So fascinating.
Very good.
All right, number 2 for one of the most surprising things. We've already spoken about it, but Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of surprising, kind of not surprising, but I threw it in there.
I think
going
it's
back to the
surprising.
PGA Tour.
Yeah, I think it's a huge surprise when he left. I still think I would have thought it was rock solid. The contracts, you go over, you play for so much money. I would have been sure that there's just no way out. So the fact that there was a way out was a surprise.
It was, yeah. Anyway, my number 1 most surprising thing over the break, And we haven't spoken about this, so this may surprise you.
There you go.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't. In 2 weeks' time, they play their first event in Riyadh, LIV Golf do.
Yeah.
And Patrick Reed still has not signed a contract for this year.
What?
He just won in Dubai.
Yeah. He won well too.
He won well by 4 shots. And during an
hard
interview
tournament
afterwards.
It's a hard tournament to watch when he's leading and winning well. I've got to say.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And they spoke about, what are your plans coming up? He says, well, I'm playing in Bahrain next week, which that's a bit of a surprise as well. And he says, after that, I'm supposed to be playing in Riyadh. And the guy said, supposed to be? He says, yeah, well, I'm still not contracted for this year. It's like, what? Anyway.
Surely he'd know whether he's playing.
Well, he's going to play, but that was very surprising to me. And I thought, that's a good number one for us.
How long's LIV been going? Has it been going for 3 years now?
Longer. I think this is their 5th year.
Yeah.
Hang on, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. This is their 5th year.
Was it last season the end of his contract? I mean, we don't.
It could have been.
I haven't even seen this.
Yeah,
anyway.
it would have been. It would have been his last year.
That is a big surprise. Well, he's all set to play on the DP World Tour anyway because he's had a win.
Well, he wasn't one of those players that could get back through the, what do I call it, the returning member program. Right. Now,
when did he win his Masters?
He could actually just go and play DP World Tour and get one of those top 10 cards that go back to. He could play his way back to the PGA Tour. So,
well, he's on the DP World Tour now. Yeah. He's got off to a cracking start.
I know. It's one of the Rolex events to buy.
He'd be back on the US Tour before he knows it.
Hey, Nick, on that returning member program you talked about earlier, when you read out the criteria, one of the things you said was for players who left over 2 years ago. So now maybe I misheard what you said, but that would seem to me to indicate that it's a shot across the bow to say, if you're leaving now, you're screwed.
Basically, yeah.
That's
players
a good
within
pick
the
up,
last 2 years, there is no avenue back. Now, having said that, if you're making up something called the returning member program, I think you can make up another one pretty quickly. Right?
You probably could. But I would say that is for someone like, let's just say JJ Spawn was offered $1 billion to go across to LIV. What they're saying, the way it's worded, Dan, beautifully picked up by you, is that if you go across, JJ, you're not covered.
No.
You're not part of this. Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Great pickup. And that's it.
All right, that was the top 5 for better.
Okay, time for this week's Touch of Class.
Touch of Class. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot.
Well, that is pure magic.
BMW deliver the same position on the road that you strive for on the course. Maybe not so much when your handicap's blown out a little bit, Mark, but thanks, normally.
Good on you. Now, someone who just puts a smile on my face just by saying his name is my Touch of Class this week. He played in the Bahamas. It's an unusual tournament in the Bahamas where it finished on a Wednesday. His name is Blades Brown.
How good's that?
Blades Brown rocks up, and in his 6th day of tournament golf in a row, had a 6-foot putt for 59, missed that 6-footer, and he had a good read too. One of his aim and playing partners had a perfect read. It was the first putt, and the bloke holed it too. So he missed that 6-footer.
He actually should have shot 58 because he played the 6. His third last hole was a par 5, didn't birdie, and it was a pretty easy birdie. But anyway.
Yeah, he could have. Anyway.
60 is still pretty good.
Then the next round, after a 60, we all know it's a little bit difficult to keep it going for some, but the commentators were very good as well. They said he needs to birdie the last 3 holes to get in the last group with Scottie Scheffler, and he birdied 16, 17 with a bomb, and 18 with a bomb. He spoke afterwards. I just want to be his manager right now.
He's 18.
I would love nothing more.
He's 18.
Than to be Blades Brown's management because, he missed the top 10, unfortunately. Shot 2 over in the last round, playing at the world number 1 and just got completely schooled by Scottie Scheffler. But still, to play. And
he's still in school.
His 8th round. It was his 8th tournament round in a row.
Yeah. It's a big ask.
It's a big ask.
Although I did see he flew on a private jet from the Bahamas to get to Palm Springs, but what do you?
Well, the American. I wouldn't be surprised if.
If he gets to start
was called
this
the
week.
American Express. I wouldn't be surprised if this kid has got the American Express on his golf bag. I mean, Blades Brown the American Express on the golf bag. I mean, is there a better story in the world of golf? So if you, anyway,
I was thinking,
good fun to watch.
I was actually thinking maybe his parents, love their golf so much, they're traditionalists. That's why they call him Blades. But no, apparently it's his grandmother's maiden name or something like that.
Something like that. Maiden name. His mum was a basketballer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was an NCAA basketballer. But you see his golf swing a lot like Jordan Spieth. The blade stays so square through impact. He's got the chicken wing like Jordan Spieth. And just so we can put likes for like, apples for apples, I think that's what Scheffler does better than anybody else at the moment, is keep that blade
square
through impact, squarer than anybody else. And I would say that Blades Brown is on a par with Scottie Scheffler for keeping it square. And the ball speed up around the mid-170s without any rotation through impact. I mean, that is incredible.
It's impressive
to do that. So watch out for him.
Have we ever done a top 5 on best names in golf?
No, but we should.
Blades Brown's a cracking name.
It's hard to
haven't we?
Well, Tiger's was kind of the first one.
Yeah.
Tiger was Tyrone was I didn't mind that one.
It was
poor Tyrone.
There's one I can't say until we ever do it because it's just horrific.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, all right. Well, that'll do us for the Touch of Class.
You're leaving us hanging there, Nick.
Sorry. Well, his last name was Mast.
Yes. Richard.
Yeah. That was but he wasn't known as Richard. So anyway. Yeah.
We're starting off the.
We're going to keep moving.
Got to keep moving.
Play the next stinger, please, Dan.
We're starting the year off in that's how we're starting the year, are we, Nick? That's how we're starting the year.
I'm sorry, but actually I've got to come back. You know how we have this, obviously the intro to that was Seve, Touch of Class, baby. I saw on Twitter the other day, and you should get on YouTube, the final hole of Seve, 1984 British Open.
Saw it.
It was just so good. St. Andrews.
He doesn't want a 5. He's really pumping him along now. As Seve's second shot to the final hole. And the dust flies. Oh, what a little sweetie. Coming up the hill. Slightly uphill. This for a 3. And he's just done it. You think he enjoyed that
one?
Just reliving it again. It's incredible.
It was ridiculous.
Anyway.
Okay, so over to you. What's been a plus?
Oh, it's me. Host Plus. Yes. Well, obvious choice over the period since we did our last full-on show is Brooks Kepka coming back to the PGA Tour. That's a plus.
That is a plus.
That is a plus.
That is a plus. And that's
and he's playing this week, his first event at Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
Now, will he go down the range to everyone and shake his hand and say, hey, guys, sorry I left you, but now I'm back?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think that will happen.
All he needs to do is play good golf and win.
And look, you'll be accused of being a live basher for saying this, but
I'm always accused of something. So.
I know. You and I just want to see the best players playing against each other more often.
Yep.
Because you and I both know that would be a plus for golf. Absolutely a plus.
So Brooks coming back is the start of it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And by the way, if all the live players somehow ended up on the DP World Tour and that became a stronger tour and maybe we could get some help down here for the Australian swing.
Yes.
All that sort of stuff would be a big plus for the world of golf.
Well, Host Plus are Talk Birdie to me's official retirement partner. And, we wouldn't have been able to chat to Peter Senior or Ian Baker-Finch without their help. Do you know what I think we have to do, though? We've got to think about the next person we're going to host for Host Plus, the next guest we're going to have.
Well, why don't we put it out there? If you have a good guest that we could host, send them through.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you and I will have their phone numbers somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, someone we've been looking at getting for a while, and I know you mentioned him the other day, Dan, was Richie Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'll reach out to Richie and see if he's available.
Well, he's got a fair stable of golfers.
Pretty handy.
Smith. Yeah, reasonably handy. But I'd like to. That'd be a good one for sure.
Be very good.
I heard him speak at the Australian Open, and he's extraordinary. I mean, he's really he's a great speaker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Some of the stories he told, I hope he'll tell them in a more public forum because they were fantastic.
You know who I'd like to get?
Hmm?
Oh, well, one, I'd love to get the Shark. I would love to get Greg. You've got his number somewhere, Nick. I know you do. The other one that I would love
get
to
his number, but I don't have his number.
I would love nothing more to get David Graham. I think he's just a forgotten guy in golf, and turned pro as a left-hander and won 2 majors as a right-hander. I mean, that story in itself is ridiculous. But then he's working club making. I think he still sets the pins at Augusta. He does all that sort of stuff, David Graham, and we've almost forgotten about it. Gray Marsh is another one.
Yes, so many.
Gray Marsh.
Another one too, who a current player. What about Min Woo? I mean, Min Woo's performances lately, he's on fire.
Incredible. What about Curry Webb? We need to get Curry Webb.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Curry Webb we need to get. Jan Stevenson we need to get. So there's lots. But if there's anybody that you would love us to get and host and do a Peter Senior, Ian Baker Finch style, This Is Your Life, let us know. Send them through on the socials and we will get in touch.
Now, you've been banging on about this masterclass of yours that we have put up online already, and you're going to talk a little more about it. You have famously described it as the best tip of 2026, and then you called it the best tip of the century.
That's right.
So you even elevated it within about a 5-second period.
That is right. I'm excited about it.
It's unlike him to build it up.
Hopefully I can get back to a plus handicap at some stage on the back of this tip.
Oh, this tip will do that?
Well, I think so. I think it will. I'll even put, because you know how you said I had a harumph through impact? That played on my mind, you mongrel, for a long time.
When did I say that? I can't remember.
You did. You said you're laughing at my swing.
I do remember that.
You're laughing at it. You remember it, Dan. I know you do.
I do remember it.
So after the masterclass, I'm going to show you the harumphulous new swing that I've got because of this particular tip.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at it right now and see if it is as great as you say.
It is.
G'day everybody, Mark Allen, welcome to 2026. This is going to be the tip of the season. I promise you. Oh, it's a big call, I know, but I promise you. Now, when you get a little bit older, everything is about shoulder turn, trying to turn more without actually just going crazy. Now, I gave a tip a while ago about keeping the right ear nice and high. Well, I started fiddling around with that, and I've done the old Jack Nicklaus now, where I've got my ear nice and high at address. But here is the tip of the century. When your shoulders stop and your arms go up, that's when you need to do this to get it on the inside. So I was doing that, making a bigger shoulder turn, and I was still doing that. And the club was too far on the inside. But if I turn my right ear, and then at the change of direction, keep the right ear nice and high, holy dooly. It changed absolutely everything to the point where I feel like I'm going through the ball so smoothly all of a sudden. And I'm doing that with a nice big turn. It's almost like keeping that ear high. The club just falls into the slot. Good luck with that one in 2026. Hang on, I almost forgot. If you've got the chipping heebie-jeebies as well, keeping that ear high stops you doing this, and it makes it easy to clip it.
Did you see the no harumph?
No harumph.
Through that action?
The only thing I have to ask, you've got the head tilt.
Yes, Jack Nicklaus.
You've got the hips open.
Hips. Yeah,
sorry, the hips closed.
Hips closed.
I'm wondering how you remember all this stuff.
Well,
you set up to the ball.
You get into a habit.
Or it's just becoming natural now.
You get into a habit. And
maybe you were hips landing closed early or something.
Yeah,
okay.
Well,
but that golf swing, I tell you, your head stayed so high through the ball and there was so much space.
Yes.
I loved it.
So
it's a great tip.
So
it could be.
It could be the tip of the season.
Oh, it could
Maybe
be
the tip of the century.
We will see.
We will see.
Time will tell.
Anyway, there's a little bit. It's good when you chip as well. It's funny because because I'm so used to having a Jack Nicklaus head cock at address, I'm kind of doing it when I chip too.
Really?
And it's almost like it's
might
funny,
go into putting
because I released it early, and someone got back to me that Jack Nicklaus used to tilt his head because he was left eye dominant. But I think his coach told him to tilt his head so he would get a bigger turn.
Bigger turn, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that's incorrect, although he may well have been left-eyed as well. But believe me, if you've got everything's moving correctly on the backswing, and then you're not going under like that with your head, if your right ear's not dipping, then you do stay more on top of the ball. And it's like through the ball, I just feel so different from doing it. Anyway, I hope that helps you with your golf.
Let us know if it does, or
don't laugh when you say that, Dan.
No.
It's the tip of the century.
Let us know if it does, or if maybe it does not.
Come on, let's find out what happened in the world of golf.
All right, Ping Global results, and some things never change.
Isn't it great to hear that again? It's fabulous. Love it.
Well, I apologise.
All right, let's kick it off. PGA Tour, they were in Palm Springs for the American Express Championship. We saw Scottie Scheffler, who we spoke about, had a 4-shot win over Jason Day, by the way, who shot a final round 64. And that was his 100th top 10 of his career.
Jason Day
on the PGA Tour. It's impressive.
Did you see who was leading after round one?
No.
Yeah. Min Woo Lee.
Min Woo Lee was.
Yeah, he shot dead under par after round one. Disappeared after that, but
he did.
It was a great round one.
Okay, very good. Anyway, Jason was tied with Ryan Gerard, who also finished runner-up at the Sony the week before, which was their opening event, where, what was his name? Scott Gutterup, I think, won.
Gutterup won.
Matt McCarty and Andrew Putnam, they were all tied for second. Of the Aussies, Carl Phillips was the best, tied for 18th. Adam Scott just keeps on ticking along, tied for 24th. And Min Woo Lee tied for 38th after leading after the first round. This is the year where Scotty can get his 100th major in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. I hope he really gets it.
I think he has to play all four.
I can't remember what he's up to.
I was at his first.
Although he's in the Masters, isn't he?
I was commentating at his first, which was the 2002 US Masters. So I was there, and he finished ninth that week. I remember interviewing him afterwards. So his very first major at Augusta, he finished ninth. And I think he's had the role going since. So if that's the case, then he's played 96 and he needs to get in all four to play 100 in a row.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, we wish him the best. DP World Tour, they had the Dubai Desert Classic at the Emirates Golf Club, where your friend and mine, Patrick Reed, had a 4-shot win over Andy Sullivan.
It's hard to watch, Nick.
Yeah, I know it is. I know it is. There's a lot of history there, which is... Anyway, best of the Australasians, Daniel Hillier, tied for 26.
God, isn't he playing well?
Yeah, he was runner-up the week before the Dubai Invitational. Yeah, that was a fantastic
I didn't realise
start.
how good a putter he was. The more I watch, the commentators keep on saying that he's a brilliant putter. Doesn't look like much can go wrong with the swing, by the way.
No, he hits the ball a mile too. He's very good. He's really good when he's coming from behind and chasing. He really shoots some low numbers. Ryan Fox was tied for 45th and Dave Micheluzzi tied for 49th. Champions Tour, their season kicked off in Hualalai
How good
in
does
Hawaii.
that course look?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I want to go and play that golf course.
Yeah. All the Hawaiian courses look fantastic.
Yeah.
Must be some amazing drone shots, I'm sure. But he started the season how he finished because our friend Kitchen Sink, Stuart Sink, who won the Charles Schwab Cup last season, had a 3-shot win over Angel Cabrera. Best of the Aussies was Richard Green, tied for 20th. Corn Ferry Tour, they were in the Bahamas at an event which has a name way too long to pronounce. It's just this long thing. I won't even bother. American Ian Holt had a 1-shot win over 2 players, and Blades Brown had tied 17th. And then tied 18th at the Amex. 8 days in a row. You got to love it.
What a shame he didn't. If he finished top 10.
Top 10, he would have got into Tory this week.
Into Tory.
Now, if you're a sponsor, if they had an invite left open, you've got to invite the kid.
You've got to invite him.
I haven't seen the entry list, so I don't know if he's playing or not. So
fingers crossed.
I'll have a look.
I want to see more of Blades.
Yeah. On the local front, we had a crazy finish here at the WebEx Players Series event of Victoria down at Rosebud.
How about the
Jordan Dool?
How about the unlucky break you called?
2-shot lead with 2 to go, hits his second into 17. And I reckon once every 6 months you get this lie, right? Where the ball finishes outside the bunker, you're in it. But he couldn't go directly at the pin. He had to go sideways. 3-putted once he got on there, made double. He's square going down the last with Cameron John, who, by the way, is the hottest man in Australian golf right now.
Brilliant.
Won 2 of his last 5 events.
Very watchable player.
4-hole playoff. Cam John almost held a bunker shot. They were hitting these little beautiful stingers off the tee. It was fantastic.
How good did Rosebud look?
Pure.
Fantastic.
Absolutely pure. But Jordan Dool gets his second win of his career. He ended up winning on the 4th playoff hole, so well done to him. Tied third was Billy Dowling, the amateur. Look out for him because
when's he turning
star
pro?
In the making. I don't know.
How old is he?
He's 20. He's 20.
Time to turn pro kid.
Yeah. He was tied third alongside Austin Batista, who actually has an interesting choice to make. at the moment because he's doing well on the Sunshine Tour and he's doing well on our tour, and he's got to figure out which do I play to get status on the DP World Tour. Because if you win both Order of Merits, you get the DP World Tour card. Yeah. So anyway, he's figuring that out as we go. The All Abilities won by Lachlan Wood and the Juniors Albert Kim. So that's this week, Ping Global Results. This coming week, we've got Torrey Pines.
Yes.
Could be the last one there. I don't know.
Where are we in the DP World Tour?
Bahrain.
Ooh.
That'll be an interesting watch.
Okay.
And then this week we're locally the WebEx Players Series Murray River in honour of Jared Lyle. So that'll be a big one as well.
All right. Well, this has been about a 3-hour episode.
It's
First
been a
one
long
back.
one.
It's been a long one. But let me tell you this. Make sure you look out for our Talk Birdie to Me mini about the 4 things you must do immediately to play your best golf in 2026.
Is one of them going to be the tilt of the head?
It's already
done.
Already
okay,
out
right.
there. There'll be some new material.
Well, when we say look out for it, it hasn't happened yet, but it'll come up later this week.
Yeah, it'll come out later.
Yeah.
All right, good on you, fellas. Nice to see you both.
All right,
and we'll see you next time.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.